Hello students, welcome back. In the last session we have studied about exploring swing. In that we have studied about different swing component classes, and we have also gone through one important component class, that is JLabel and image icon, in the last class. In today's class we will continue with the other swing components. So let's start. So we will study a JText field. So JText field, it is a rectangular component which is used to enter or which is used to input text into it. This is the simplest text component which is available in Java Swing. It allows us to edit one line of text. So it allows us to enter and edit a single line of text. This is derived from a class, superclass called as JText component. JText component, it is the superclass of JText field. JText field generates events in response to user interaction. That means JText field, it is a active component. We have seen JLabel as well, which is a passive component which do not generate any event, but JText field generates an event. An action event is generated. Action event is generated when the user presses an enter key on the JText field. If you put a cursor on the JText field and if you press an enter key on the keyboard, this fires an action event or this generates an action event. Whereas a caret event is also generated. It is fired each time the caret, that is the cursor, changes position. So you know a text field looks something like this. And you have something, a blinking arrow in the text field that continuously blinks, and that is called as a caret. And every time you type a character into the text field, caret simply changes the position. So every time the caret changes the position, it generates an caret event or it fires an caret event. If you want to handle this event in the program, you can handle it. Generally these events can be used for validation of data. Means if this text field is used for mobile number, then you can validate it if user is entering number or characters. Suppose by mistake user enters an alphabet A, then you can check it, whatever entered is an alphabet or a number, by using this caret event, because every time we enter something on the keyboard, it generates an caret event. Okay. This is about the event which is generated by text field. Different constructors which can be used to create this text field. The first constructor, JText field, which takes number of columns as an argument, that this number of columns specifies the size of the text field. So that many columns size will be created. So for example, text field 15, so 15 character text field is created, or 15 column text field is created. Then we have a text field which takes two arguments, first is string and second is columns. The string which is displayed in the text field, columns again the size of a text field. Then we have one more constructor, JText field, which takes only string as the argument. So this is how we can create a JText field. So we have three constructors here which can be used to create a JText field. There are also methods associated with JText field. Two of those methods are getText and setText. Most of the J components have setter and getter methods to retrieve and store value. So JText field also has a setter and getter method. So getter method, it is used to get the value from a JText field. Setter method, it is to set the value or store the value in the text field. So this is the syntax of get text, string get text, and we have void set text. Okay, we have an example here on text field. Okay. The initial part, it is almost same for all the examples. Now we need to import AWT, we need to have an event, we need to have java x.swing. Then this is the HTML code which is required. Then we have our class jTextField extends applet, because all the examples are in applet. We have to create a class which inherits applet. Inside this we have an init method. Inside init method we have Swing utilities, that is we are creating an event dispatching thread by using invoke and wait method, inside which we have a thread, and that thread calls a function called as make GUI. So this function make GUI actually includes all the GUI and event related code. So this part what you see is almost same for all our examples. Remember, only make GUI has a different code to create and handle the events. Okay, so let us see what is there in make GUI. So make GUI, if you look at, first thing we are setting a layout. As I've said, layout is important here, flow layout. Then we are creating a text field, you can say JTF. Actually text field declaration is here in the class section, you can see jTextField JTF declared and instantiated here in the make GUI. JTF is equals to new jTextField. Now look at the constructor. Which constructor we have used? We have three constructors, I said. Out of those three constructors, here we have used a second constructor jTextField, which takes number of columns as argument. Number of columns is 15. Okay, once you create a jTextField, you can add it on the applet by using add method, add JTF, and then you can even handle an event by using JTF dot add action listener. As we have seen, jTextField generates an action event whenever enter button is pressed on the jTextField. So you can handle that by using add action listener, or using anonymous inner class which inherits action listener interface and provides a method action performed. So from inside the action performed, we are displaying something in the status bar, show status jtf.getText. Whatever is entered in the text field, that will be displayed on the status bar of the applet. So this is how you can create a jText field, and you can even handle an action event on it. Okay, so this is about jText field. You can see the output of this. You will have a jText field like this, and whenever you enter some text into it, and if you press an enter key on the keyboard, the whatever text you enter here, that will be displayed in the status bar. So this is the status bar. Okay, let's move to the next section, next component, that is the swing buttons. Swing actually defines 4 types of buttons. These 4 types of buttons are J button, J toggle button, J checkbox, and one more, that is J radio button. So there are 4 different kinds of buttons in swing: J button, J toggle button, J checkbox, and J radio button. The purpose of these buttons are almost same like in other languages we have studied, like J checkbox, J radio button, and button are almost same. J toggle button, it is you can say a new kind of button here in the swing. Okay, all of these buttons are subclasses of abstract button class. So abstract button class, this class is the super class of all these 4 buttons: J button, J toggle button, checkbox, and radio button. Super class is abstract button class. And even this abstract button class extends J component. So super class of abstract button class is J component. So at the top you can say we have J component, abstract button class, then we have J button, toggle button, checkbox and radio button. Okay, abstract button class contains many methods that allow you to control the behavior of buttons. So abstract button class, as it is a super class of all these 4 buttons, this provides some common methods which can be used with all those 4 types of buttons, and these methods can be used to control the behavior of the buttons. Okay, so which are the methods part of this abstract button class? So there are many methods. Some of the important methods of abstract button class are set disabled icon, which takes icon as an argument. So disabled icon means whenever a button is disabled, then you can display an icon on the button. Whenever it is disabled, you can display an icon on the button, and that is by using set disabled icon. You can call set disabled icon. This method is defined in abstract button class. Then we have set pressed icon. Whenever you press a button, you can display a different icon as well by passing an icon. Then set selected icon. In case of checkbox, if checkbox is selected, you can display an icon on the screen. So by using set selected icon. Then set rollover icon, means if you take your cursor and roll over on the button, you can display a different icon. So on different events, you can display different icon by using predefined methods which are provided by abstract button class. No need to define these methods in our program. These methods are already defined. We have to only call these methods by passing an icon. That's it. The text associated with the button can be read and written using the getter and setter method, the same methods which we have studied in case of JTextField. If you want to get a text which is there on the button, you can use getText. But if you want to change the text of a button, then you can use a setText method. Okay. Okay, now what we will do is we will see a simple program here to understand the methods of abstract button class. Okay. So I'll open Notepad++. Okay, I already have a program here. You just look at the program. As I've said, now this much part of the program is almost same for all the programs. All the applet program, this is same. Only inside the make GUI we will be having some changes. Now the make GUI, it is used to create a GUI, and in this example program what we are doing is we are demonstrating the methods of the abstract button class, some of the methods. So first thing, we have set a layout. This is necessary in all the applet, swing applet programs. You set a layout to flow layout. Then we have created some image icons, storing some images into it. Image icon, icon 1, 2 and 3. Icon 1 has an image img1, img2 and img3. Then we have created a J button here. J button btn1 is equals to new J button, and this J button has some text, button demo, comma icon 3, means this J button has icon 3 on it, means on the button also we can display an icon along with the text, like in case of label we did. Okay. Then how we are using those methods of abstract button class? Once we have created a button, we have used the object btn1 dot set roll over, and I am passing icon 2 to it, which we have created here. Means whenever I take my cursor on the button, it will change the icon with icon 2. Initially the icon on the button, it is icon 3. When you take your cursor, it will change it to icon 2. Then again btn1 dot set pressed icon, icon 1. Means whenever I press a button, icon is again changed with icon 1. Lastly, we have added the button on the applet window. So on different events, we are changing the icon of a button by simply using certain methods. We are not handling events here. These are methods which are predefined in abstract button class. We are simply calling those methods by passing icons. Okay, shall I execute this program? Okay, I'll execute this. I'll just save this first. The class name here, it is button demo. Okay, so let us save this. I'll save it in F drive. Button demo dot java. Okay, program has been saved. Now as you can see, there are 3 images. We need these 3 images in the directory where we have saved our file F drive. So I'll just check if I have those 3 images. Okay, this is my F drive, and you can see there are 3 images: image 1, image 2 and image 3. So we have the images. So I have saved the file. Let us compile it. Javac, class name, it is button demo dot java. Okay, dot java. Program is compiled successfully. Let us execute it by using applet viewer space, the HTML code is in the same file. So button demo dot java. Okay, let us verify. The output is not displayed, so let us verify the HTML code. Okay, we do not have an HTML code here, so I'll add the HTML code in the file. HTML body, and we have to close this with closing HTML and body. Okay, to embed applet we need a tag called as applet, and this has 2 important attribute: code, 3 important attribute: code, which is equals to the name button demo, then width is equals to the size, I'll say 300, and height, I'll say height is equals to 300 again, and then close the applet. Okay, that's it. The HTML code we have written. Let's go back. Let us compile it again and execute. Okay, now you can see a button is displayed. We have displayed a button, and by default a button has an icon, or by default a button has an icon displayed on it, and that is an animated image, and that is why you can see an animation on the button there. So you can even display a GIF image, that is animation images, on the button. Now this is by default a button is having an image. If I take my cursor on the button, you can see an image will be changed, a different image is displayed. This is because of the method rollover method which we have used. If I press the button now, if I click on it, now you can see it is having a different image. So based on different events, we can set a different image on the button by taking help of abstract button classes methods. The methods are set rollover icon, set disabled icon, set pressed icon. Okay. Okay, that's it in today's session. We will stop here. We will continue our discussion of buttons in the next session. Thank you.